Welcome to El Dorado as the El Dorado Broncos are set to take on the Dodge City A's on this Sunday night. Beautiful evening for baseball. Dodge City comes into the game winning last night's game by a 7-4 score. El Dorado won on Friday night, so we have the rubber game of the series. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sun Group Realty and Joyce & Joyce. As the first pitch is being thrown out, just letting you know, I am Adam Borth, filling in for Kurt Caden and Avery Osen tonight, who are away for the weekend. Okay, we're going to get started with starting lineups. First for the visiting Dodge City A's, Brad Giroux will bat leadoff and is in center field. Brennan Bozeman plays short and is at second base. Ryan Romero plays third and bats third. Ben Kraft, the right fielder, bats cleanup. Kraft with a home run in last night's game. Carson Kreitz bats fifth and plays second base. Dan O'Neill plays first and bats sixth. Kevin Phillips will DH and hit seventh. Tyler Albert does the catching tonight, batting eighth. And Dan Pellinen will bat ninth and play left field. On the mound tonight for the El Dorado Broncos is Garrett Bowman. Bowman on the season has a .235 earned run average in 7 innings pitched. Given up 8 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned, walked 3 and struck out 5 so far in the season. Hal Maynard will do the pitching for Dodge City. Going around the diamond for the Broncos. In the outfield, Sam Lane plays left field. Dylan Muka is in center, and Michael Muka plays right. Max Hogan will check in at third base. Zach Fields has the opposite corner at first. Levi Parker and Morgan Oliver are your double play combination up the middle. Cameron Knight will do the catching for Garrett Bowman, and Jonathan Schmitz, who caught last night's game, will be the DH. And we are about ready for baseball on this overcast evening in El Dorado. Rain out to the west, hoping it holds off until after this game is concluded. Bowman toes the mound. He is ready to deliver his first pitch, and the first pitch of the game is a little high and tight to Giroux for ball one. Garrett Bowman was a sophomore this past year at Mesa Junior College in Arizona. Second pitch is fouled off by Giroux into the Dodge City dugout for the first strike. Giroux in last night's game reached base safely a couple of times. Was on base 3 times with a double, a single, and a walk. Struck out once and flew out. And he takes ball 2 from Bowman on an off-speed pitch away. Bowman's 2-1 to Giroux is right there down the middle and flared out there. And Brad Giroux drops one in to right field, mishandled a little bit by Michael Muka, but he corrals it and gets it back in, holding Giroux to a single. So the little flare to start the game, and the first hit is out of the way early. Brennan Bozeman will come up. Now Bozeman playing shortstop for the A's tonight. Bozeman in the Louisiana State system right now as a freshman. And he takes strike 1 from Garrett Bowman. Bozeman going through the signs. Wouldn't be surprised to see him square around 2 bunt at least, maybe pull it back on with an 0-1 count. There's the square to bunt, and he does pull it back for a ball, and the count is even 1-1. Cameron Knight came out looking at Brad Giroux, thinking he may be trying to take second on his own. He was not going anywhere on that one. Bozeman gets his signs again. Garrett Bowman out of the stretch. Checks the runner. Bozeman squares, lays a bunt down the first base line. Over to get it is Bowman, and he throws out Brennan Bozeman at first base for the first out of the inning. Giroux moves up to second on the sacrifice. Brennan Bozeman does what he was asked to do in the situation, laying down the sacrifice bunt, 1-3. Brian Romero now will step in. Romero in last night's game was 0 for 4 with the sac bunt also. Lefty versus righty matchup. Bowman comes set. Fastball is over on the inside part of the plate for a strike. Garrett Bowman gets ahead, 0-1. Garrett Bowman's a 6'4 righty from Roy, Utah. 215 pounds, big presence on the mound. Second pitch to Romero is in there for strike 2. And Brian Romero's in a hole 0-2 to start this at bat. As we mentioned, Bowman on the year has been good, ERA below 2.5. Off-speed pitch, away, almost got Romero to offer at it. He checks his swing and works the count to 1-2. On deck is Ben Kraft, who had a big game last night. Bowman comes set, checks the runner at second. Off-speed pitch is fouled away. Romero was trying to go with it that way. It was left probably on the outside part of the plate and put out of play over the third base dugout. Bowman gets the sign, comes set, checks the runner at second, delivers to the plate, and this ball is hit foul down the left field line also. Romero looks like he's trying to slap the ball the other way, protecting a little bit with 2 strikes. Lots of pitchers used last night for El Dorado. 5 of them to be exact, after McGowan's shutout, complete game shutout on Friday night. Soft liner by Romero is caught at first base by Zach Fields, and that will be the second out. Ben Kraft will come to the plate. Kraft DH'd in last night's game, playing right field tonight. Kraft, a redshirt sophomore at Auburn. So he's DH, he can catch, he can play the outfield. Pretty versatile player, and hits the ball very well. His first inning home run last night about hit the scoreboard here at McDonald Stadium. Bowman comes set, delivers. Off-speed pitch is cut on and missed, and the count moves to 1-1. So 2 out in the top of the first, just underway here in El Dorado on a warm and humid Sunday night. Garrett Bowman comes set, checks the runner to the plate. Ball bounced off the plate, going to be fielded by Parker at second. Mishandled a little bit. I don't know that he would have had a shot at him anyway at first base, and Parker will be given the error on the play. So Kraft reaches first on an error on Levi Parker. Brad Giroux moves up to second, and the inning stays alive for Carson Kreitz. Carson, right-handed batter, batting 5th tonight, playing second base for Dodge City, swinging at the first pitch, fouls it down the right field line, and nobody's going to get there as it rolls into the Dodge City bullpen. Carson Kreitz was a freshman at Mississippi Delta Community College, plays third base, second base. Holman comes set out of the stretch. Runner goes at first, or bluffs to go at first, and Kraft returns for really nothing going there, as the count is now even at 1-1. Bowman comes set, Checks the runners. Pitch is bounced off home and right to Levi Parker, who has a chance to redeem himself and throws out Carson Kreitz. So at the end of the top of the first, no damage done, 2 runners left on base, 1 hit, 1 error recorded, and we will go to the bottom of the first. Taking a look at the batting order for the El Dorado Broncos. Leading off is Dylan Muka. Batting second is left fielder Sam Lane. Max Hogan bats third and plays third base. Jonathan Schmitz is the DH tonight, batting cleanup. Michael Muka plays right field and bats fifth. Zach Fields will bat sixth and play first base. Cameron Knight's catching and batting seventh. Levi Parker batting eighth and playing second base. And Morgan Oliver rounds out the lineup, playing shortstop and batting ninth. On the mound for Dodge City tonight is Hal Maynard. Maynard is a junior at Stephen F. Austin in Texas, right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 165, has a fastball, a slow-breaking curveball that he has pretty good control over. Maynard can mix it in pretty well with his fastball and curveball. So Dylan Muka will lead off for the Broncos tonight. Muka hitting .289 on the year. On base percentage at .372. Has 11 hits on the season. 15 hits on the season. Dylan Muka's batting .319. Talking about Michael Muka for a minute. First pitch from Maynard is a strike. Maynard comes out of the windup, and the ball is fouled straight back by Dylan Muka. Maynard, interesting for a right-handed pitcher, standing in the middle of the rubber and not clear toward the first base side. 0-2 pitch is way outside. Lost his grip on the changeup a little bit. Righty-lefty matchup, Dylan Muka against Hal Maynard. Fastball popped up behind short. It's going to drift out to left field and be put away by Dan Pellinen. So Dylan Muka pops out to start the first inning for the Broncos.
Next up, El Dorado Broncos, number 6, Sam Lane.
Sam Lane bats second and plays left field tonight for El Dorado. Lane, another one in the Texas system. And he hits a ground ball to first base, fielded by Dan O'Neill, and a flip to Maynard for the second out. So 2 quick outs in the bottom of the first for the Broncos.
Next up, the El Dorado Broncos, number 16,
Max Hogan will bat third tonight. Lefty-righty matchup. Hogan doubled in last night's game. Was hit by a pitch. On the season, Max Hogan batting .256. Double last night was his first of the season. 1-1 pitch now coming from Maynard. It's an off-speed pitch away. Hogan was looking fastball. He got a changeup and misses it, and the count goes to 1-2. Maynard gets the sign. Curveball is popped up to shallow center field. Coming in on it, though, is Brad Giroux, and he puts it away as Hogan pops out to end the first. So after 1 inning, we're scoreless here in El Dorado. You're listening to coverage of El Dorado Bronco baseball. And welcome back to El Dorado. I'm Adam Borth, filling in for Kurt Caden and Avery Osen. On this Sunday night, we have a scoreless game after the first inning between the Dodge City A's and the El Dorado Broncos. First pitch from Garrett Bowman to Dan O'Neill is outside for a ball. Misses out there again with a fastball, does Bowman, and the count's now 2-0. O'Neill didn't play in last night's game. And third pitch from Bowman is outside again. And O'Neill is first baseman, also from Stephen F. Austin. 3-0 pitch is right there for a strike, and the count moves to 3-1. Bowman struggled a little bit in the top of the first, not too bad, got out of it without allowing a run. However, he makes the mistake of walking the leadoff man of Dan O'Neill in front of the designated hitter, Kevin Phillips. Phillips singled last night, 1 of 4 in the game. Kevin Phillips, infielder from East Tennessee State. Bowman comes set, checks the runner, delivers home for strike 1. Catching the outside corner. Bowman's keeping the ball up a little bit more than I think he'd like early on in this game. O'Neill gets his lead, a fairly good lead at first base. Bowman, a curveball, slapped to short, caught, and a quick snap throw over by Morgan Oliver. Just late, trying to catch Dan O'Neill too far off first base. So Phillips lines out to Oliver at short, and that'll bring up Tyler Albert. Tyler Albert also didn't play in last night's game. He's a catcher at Pittsburgh. Junior, 6'1", 205. O'Neill was straying a little far off the bag. Bowman steps off with what is not his best move and throws over to chase O'Neill back. Bowman comes set. And a curveball is popped high in the air behind short. Oliver goes out. Muka comes in, and taking it is the left fielder, Sam Lane. Nice running catch for the second out of the inning. So Tyler Albert pops out to Sam Lane, and Dan Pellenin will now come to the plate for the Dodge City A's. Pellenin, another community college student athlete from North Iowa Area Community College. All-around outfielder. Bats right-handed, throws right-handed also. Freshman this past year. Pitch from Bowman is just a touch outside for ball 1. Garrett Bowman, after a leadoff walk to Hal Maynard, has gotten a couple quick outs and will try to get Pellenin, a leadoff walk to Dan O'Neill, and he'll try to get Pellenin here to limit any other danger in the inning. Ground ball by Pellenin, hit to the second baseman, Levi Parker. He flips to Oliver at second, covering second for the third out, and Garrett Bowman gets out of the inning. So after 1.5, we're tied at 0. You're listening to online coverage of El Dorado Bronco baseball. Back in El Dorado, the Broncos and the Dodge City A's tied after 1.5 as we start the bottom of the second. 0-0. Jonathan Schmidt's going to lead off the bottom of the second for the Broncos. First pitch from Hal Maynard is a fastball off the plate away for ball one. Nice crowd tonight in El Dorado for this game. Maynard's 1-0 is a fastball. Schmitz was setting on it. Hit. Good stop at short by Brennan Bozeman, and he throws out Jonathan Schmitz. Schmitz tips his cap to Bozeman on the way. That ball was scolded to short, and Bozeman made a heck of a play. Throws out Jonathan Schmitz. So one down in the second. Michael Muka comes to the plate. I gave you Michael Muka's stats a little earlier when Dylan was at bat, but I'll give them to you again. Muka hitting .289 on the season. Couple of doubles. Muka also has 2 home runs on the year. 0-1 from Hal Maynard is swung on and missed for strike 2. And Michael Muka in a 0-2 hole with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Muka steps back in. Maynard working fairly quickly in this game. Out of the windup, off-speed pitch pulled to the first baseman, Dan O'Neill, who will take it unassisted to retire Michael Muka. Zach Fields now coming to the plate. Fields was a junior this past year at Central Michigan, from Michigan originally. Very large presence. He takes ball one from Hal Maynard. Zach Fields is playing first base tonight. 6'5", 265 is what Fields goes at. And he pops one up way up in the air in front of the Dodge City dugout. And catch made by Dan O'Neill to retire the side. So Maynard's face 6. He's retired all of them. After 2 innings, we're tied 0-0 here in El Dorado. So Brad Giroux will lead off the top of the third. Scoreless tie between El Dorado and Dodge City. Giroux singled in his first at bat to lead off the game. Made it all the way to third before the inning ended on a Carson Kreitz groundout. The first pitch to Brad Giroux is off the plate away for ball one. Bowman comes set out of the windup, misses inside, 2-0. He walked Dan O'Neill after going 3-0 on him to start the last inning and then retired the next 3 pretty easily. Bowman's 2-0, misses inside, and he goes down 3-0 on Brad Giroux. Let's see if he takes a little off now and tries to get one over the plate. Pitch is right there for strike one. Giroux looked like he was taking all the way. And strike two. Good fastball there from Garrett Bowman. Brad Giroux, an outfielder from Middle Tennessee State. Giroux hits the 3-2 pitch deep to right field. That short porch out there in right makes it a fairly reachable opposite field home run chance, but it is tracked down and caught by Michael Muka. So Giroux's the first out of the top of the third. Brennan Bozeman will now come up the bat. Bozeman made a heck of a play in the field on Jonathan Schmitz in the bottom of the second. Bozeman lined out to first in his first at bat. He hits a high fly ball to fairly deep center, going to be tracked down by Dylan Muka for the second out. So Bowman using the whole field to get his outs right now. Only 2 ground outs in the game. The exception of the sacrifice that was laid down by Bozeman in his first at bat. Brian Romero lined out to first in his first at bat. Romero, the lefty third baseman, left-handed hitting third baseman, and strike one delivered from Bowman, and the count is now even. Bowman comes to the plate. Fastball hits about 2 feet out in front and skips to the backstop for ball 2. 2-1 count now for Brian Romero. Romero has went a while without a hit. And off-speed pitch up and in. Romero swings right through it for strike 2, and the count is even at 2-2. 2 outs in the top of the third. Bowman trying to get out of the inning. Cameron Knight, the catcher, will lead off the bottom of the third for the Broncos. 2-2 pitch is high. Fastball up and the count goes full. Kraft is on deck. He reached on an error in his first at bat. Bowman out of the windup. His payoff pitch is fouled straight back and off the screen, and will do it again. Looked like Garrett Bowman tried to pull an off-speed pitch on the 3-2 offering. Romero was ready for it and fouled it straight back. Bowman comes set, out of the windup, playing Romero a little bit to hit the ball the opposite way in the outfield, and Bowman's pitch is high and outside for ball 4. So Romero walks. Ben Kraft will come up. Kraft reached on an error by Levi Parker in the first inning. Parker was going to his left. Zach Fields had went to his right, and Parker going to have another chance at Kraft now as he swings at the first pitch, and Parker throws him out at first. So the walk doesn't hurt Bowman after 2.5. We're scoreless, 0-0 between El Dorado and Dodge City. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado as the Broncos and the Dodge City A's are tied at 0 going into the bottom of the third. Cameron Knight doing the catching tonight. He will lead off the bottom part of the inning. Knight on the year hitting 174 in 46 at-bats. 8 hits. He scored 7 runs, 1 double. And he has 8 RBIs. 0-1 pitch is hit the opposite way. Pretty good. There's that short porch, and it is gone for a home run. Cameron Knight with his first home run of the year. It's an opposite field shot off of Hal Maynard, and the Broncos take a 1-0 lead. That ball just kept carrying. Knight got a pitch he could handle and hit it the opposite way. Kraft went up on the wall, but it cleared it by about 10 to 15 feet. So Levi Parker will now come in. Parker, playing second base, squares to bunt and draws in Romero a little bit, pulls back, and the pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0 from Maynard is swung on and missed. Tyler Albert didn't catch it, but he did not foul it off either. Albert just missed it on that one. The 1-1 from Maynard. Once again, Parker squares to bunt. This time he offers at it, and the count will move to 1-2. Levi Parker checking to see if it was a strike anyway. Maynard out of the windup, trying to recover from the home run, pulls down on a curveball and didn't pull down quite enough as it drifted outside on him, even in the count at 2-2. Here is the 2-2 to Levi Parker. He slaps it the other way. It's going to go foul down the third base line, and we'll do it all over again. So Cameron Knight, the 7th man up, gets the first hit of the game for the Broncos on the solo shot to lead off the bottom of the third. Well, El Dorado up 1-0 in the bottom of the third with nobody out. The 2-2 pitch to Parker is fouled back, and we'll do it again. Starting to be a theme with Levi Parker here in this at-bat. Parker batting .226 on the year. And Levi Parker, once again, fouls another one back. Levi, hometown kid from El Dorado, a senior at Emporia State. Bats left-handed, throws right-handed. The 2-2 pitch is once again fouled back. Overcast skies, the lights have been on since the beginning of the game. Maynard, now he's ready, standing behind the rubber, taking his time. And another one spoiled by Levi Parker. We still have a 2-2 count for Parker. Took a strike and he squared to bunt on one and missed it, and then he's fouled off 4 in a row. The 9th pitch of the bat from Maynard to Parker is fouled off again. Off the end, off that cup on the bat. Took some weird spin once Parker made contact with it. Two count. 10th pitch of the at-bat from Maynard to Parker. And he fouls it off again, and we'll do it one more time. Good battle here from Levi Parker. Parker entered last night's game in the 5th inning. Grounded out when he pinch hit for Antonio Frechette. He got an RBI single later and walked in the 8th. And finally, a 2-2 pitch is chopped to second. Parker hustling down the line, and I think he beat it. So a chopper, and Parker beats it out for a base hit. Good at bat by Levi Parker. And it works out with a single. There wasn't a whole lot Carson Kreitz could do. He had to wait to play it on the hop and then delivered it over to Dan O'Neill as fast as he could. But Levi Parker was hustling down the line and picks up the infield base hit. Morgan Oliver now will step in. Maybe looking to bunt in this situation and move Parker over, get it back to Dylan Muka at the top of the lineup. Parker taking all the way, or Oliver taking all the way for strike one, and Maynard gets ahead 0-1. Morgan was 0 for 4 last night, was hit by a pitch and reached on a single. Scored a run. Back to second goes Levi Parker, or back to first goes Levi Parker, as Hal Maynard checks on him. Morgan Oliver steps back in. Another Central Michigan student this past year. Good pickoff move that time from Maynard. Throws it in the dirt, and Dan O'Neill scoops it up and keeps it from going to the fence. Which in turn kept Levi Parker at first base. 0-1 now. Oliver swings and misses. Snap throw down by Tyler Albert, not in time, trying to get Levi Parker too far off the base. Morgan Oliver now down 0-2. Morgan batting .238 on the season. Has 6 doubles and a home run and 18 RBIs. Leads the team in RBIs. Parker bluffed towards second. Oliver pops it up, and it's put away by Dan Fields in foul territory. So Hal Maynard gets the first out of the inning after allowing the leadoff home run and then the infield single to Parker. Dylan Muka now will step up to the plate with a runner on first and 1 out. Romero plays in at third base, expecting a bunt from Muka. And Muka takes ball 1 from Hal Maynard. Maynard throws fairly hard, has a couple off-speed pitches that he'll mix in there. Once again, checking on Parker at first base, and Levi is back in safely. Bottom of the third, 1-0 lead by the Broncos tonight. There goes Parker towards second. Throw down by Albert is right on the money. And Levi Parker is erased at second base. Great throw by Tyler Albert right there on the bag. Brennan Bozeman lays the tag down, and Levi Parker is erased on the caught stealing. So caught stealing goes 2-6, and we now have 2 outs with Muka at the plate. Parker was trying to get himself in scoring position there. Shows bunt, taking all the way for strike 1. And the count goes to 3-1. And strike 2. Muka thought he had worked the walk there. And the count goes full. Full count, 2 out in the bottom of the third. 1 run in. Base is empty. Full 3-2 pitch is flared out by Muka. He kind of started jogging, and the ball was played on a short hop out there by Ben Kraft, and Muka's going to have to stop at second. Dylan Muka thought that ball was going to be caught by Ben Kraft. However, Kraft was going to play it on the bounce, and Muka slowed down a little bit. He may have been to third. He'll take a single and an error on Kraft to reach second base. Sam Lane now up. Lane grounded out to first base in his first at bat. Dylan Muka on second after the single and the error on Kraft. And the first pitch 2, Sam Lane is taken. Lane down 0-1. Out of the stretch is Maynard, and strike 2, swung on and missed. Sam Lane in a hole, 0-2, with 2 outs in the third. Lane playing left field tonight for the Broncos. Curveball skips in front of the plate. Good block back there by Tyler Albert. Early on, playing the position well is Albert for Dodge City. Starting to cool off a little bit outside with the overcast skies and the rain to the west. 1-2 is up, and the count will move to 2-2. So 2 out. 2-2 count for Sam Lane. Runner on second is Dylan Muka. Cameron Knight led off the bottom of this inning with a home run. Here's a ground ball from Lane to short, and he is thrown out by Brennan Bozeman at first. So the Knight home run gets the Broncos on the board. They lead Dodge City after 3, 1-0. You're listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado as the Broncos lead the Dodge City A's 1-0 going into the 4th inning. Carson Kreitz will lead off the top of the 4th for Dodge City. Kreitz grounded out to second in his first at bat. Garrett Bowman's offering to begin the inning is a little high for ball 1. As mentioned earlier, Kreitz is from Mississippi Delta Community College, and he scolds a pitch from Bowman into center field. Muka mishandles it a little bit. However, he's able to get it right back in, keeping it in front of him, as Kreitz has a leadoff single. So the leadoff man is on again. 3rd time in 4 innings that Dodge City has had the leadoff man on to start the inning. Dan O'Neill going to come to the plate. O'Neill, the left-handed first baseman for the A's tonight. First pitch is a little low from Garrett Bowman outside. Dan O'Neill, the left-handed first baseman from Stephen F. Austin. Bowman's trying to keep the ball down and away. He started the game by getting the ball up a little bit. However, has settled in. Runner goes on the hit and run. It's going to be a double play. Easy line out. Not a whole lot Dan O'Neill can do on that as Carson Kreitz was running on the hit and run, and Morgan Oliver with an easy catch and throw over to Zach Fields at first to turn the double play. Well, that goes 6-3 on the double play line out, and 2 erased pretty quickly. Kevin Phillips will now come up. Phillips DHing tonight. Played first base last night for the A's. First pitch from Bowman is a strike. Second offering is a curveball that he leaves up way high in the zone and way high out of the zone. And the count will move to 1-1. Base is empty, 2 out in the top of the fourth. El Dorado leads by 1. This ball is turned on and hit well by Kevin Phillips through the hole on the left side. And the throw back in gets away. Sam Lane not controlling that throw back in very well, and it short hops Levi Parker. It's unable to block it. However, Garrett Bowman was right there to back it up. Nothing hurt there on the Kevin Phillips single with 2 out. Tyler Albert now coming to the plate. Albert catching tonight for the A's. Phillips on first base, going to be held on by Zach Fields. Bowman out of the stretch, comes home and once again throws about a 60-foot fastball that is scooped up by Cameron Knight. So nice job by Cameron Knight to keep it in front of him, and the count moves to 1-0. 2 out in the top of the fourth. Bowman's second pitch is low, maybe a little away for ball 2, and he's worked himself into a hole 2-0 against Tyler Albert.
And then it depends on how we do, so it could end up being Sunday too.
2-0 from Bowman is right there over the outside part of the plate for strike 1. He took a little off of that one. Bowman turned 19 in April. And his 2-1 skips up there again. Nice job by Cameron Knight keeping the ball in front of him. Cameron Knight's having himself a heck of a game early on in this one. A home run, keeping everything in front of him, and that time it looked like Kevin Phillips thought about going to second, but then thought better of it after taking about 3 steps that way. Here is the 3-1 pitch, cut on and missed by Albert, and the count will go full. So Phillips will get a head start on this one, 3-2 count with 2 out in the fourth. Broncos lead 1-0 on the Cameron Knight home run. Albert popped out in his first at bat to left field. And he is caught looking. It was evident Tyler Albert was fooled there. And he goes down with Bowman's first strikeout of the game. After 3.5, the Broncos lead the A's 1-0. You're listening to online coverage of El Dorado Bronco baseball.
And next up the bat, the El Dorado Broncos, number 6, Hogan.
Max Hogan will lead off the El Dorado part of the fourth. Broncos leading 1-0 on the Cameron Knight home run. Max Hogan takes strike one on the inside. Left-handed batter from Belton, Texas. Throws right-handed, plays third base. And he takes ball one outside, and Maynard has evened the count at 1-1. Maynard working out of the windup. His 1-1 is struck well by Max Hogan. It is way back, and that is gone. Max Hogan with a blast to right field. And that one was way out of here. And the Broncos have their second solo home run of the game, second inning in a row. The Broncos have had a leadoff solo shot, and the lead swells to 2-0. Both home runs going out to right field. It's only 303 down the line in right field, so as mentioned before, easily reachable. And that one was way gone. So after the Max Hogan home run, Jonathan Schmitz hits a line drive to Brad Giroux in center field. Struck well, but right at Giroux. Schmitz's line out is the first out of the bottom of the fourth for the Broncos.
Number 8, Michael Luca.
Michael Muka strides in. Grounded out to the first baseman, Dan O'Neill, in his first at bat. Muka hits another chopper over to O'Neill, and he will be retired 3 unassisted again. So a couple of groundouts in the game for Michael Muka. Dan O'Neill's put him out both times. Zach Fields will now come to the plate. Fields hit a mile-high pop-up that Dan O'Neill fielded right in front of the El Dorado dugout in his first at bat. Fields swings through Maynard's first offering for strike one. Check swing and no swing, pitch away. 1-1, count is even. Nice job by Zach Fields to hold up on the Hal Maynard breaking ball. Maynard's 1-1 is another one of those breaking balls. This time Fields can't hold up, and Maynard has him right where he wants him. 1-2 count, 2 out in the bottom of the fourth. Another curveball. This one didn't break quite as much. And Zach tries to stay in there to see if he can't get it to clip him on his elbow. No luck on that one. Fields hitting .325 on the season. And the pitch from Maynard is in the dirt low. The count has gone full. 4 home runs for Zach Fields, leading the El Dorado Broncos in that category. Full count. Pitch is grounded. Nice play over there by Romero. Throw across the diamond is in time. That is a great play at third base by Brian Romero to retire Zach Fields. Looked like extra bases. Stolen away by Romero. After 4, the Broncos lead the A's 2-0. Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado. The Broncos lead after 4 innings, 2-0 over the Dodge City A's. Pitching change to start the top of the fifth. Tyler Carvalho comes in to relieve Garrett Bowman. The line on Bowman, no runs on 3 hits in this game. Bowman had 1 strikeout and he walked 1. Carvalho wants to talk to Cameron Knight for a minute, making sure they're on the same page with the signs. Not a bad idea upon entering the game. Carvalho is from Mesa Junior College, hometown of Palmdale, California. First pitch is in there for a strike. It looked like Pellenin wanted to bunt a little bit, squared around, then pulled it back. Max Hogan playing way back at third, not worried too much about the bunt. Oh, 1 is in the dirt for ball 1. Pellenin steps back in. Pellenin grounded out to second in his first at bat. Good pitch there by Carvalho to catch Pellenin on the inside corner with an off-speed pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Broncos lead 2-0 in the top of the fifth. Fairly quick game. 3 hits for Dodge City, 4 hits for the Broncos. Carvalho misses outside for ball 2, and the count is now evened up at 2-2. Pellenin, the outfielder from North Iowa Area Community College, takes ball 3, and Carvalho has went full on the first batter he's facing in this game. When Garrett Bowman came off the field last time, he was being talked to right over the third base line, and that was the end of Bowman's night. Full count. Pitch by Carvalho is swung on and missed by Pellenin. And Tyler Carvalho strikes out the first man that he faces. Order flips back to the top. Brad Giroux going to come to the plate. Giroux singled in his first at bat and flew out to right field in the third. Shows bunt a little bit. Charging in was Max Hogan on the play. However, Giroux pulled it right back and takes strike 1. 0-1 from Carvalho is a fastball. It is right there at the knees. That's a good pitch. Giroux may not have agreed with it very much, but it was right in there, and the count goes to 0-2. Carvalho gets the sign, working quickly out of the windup. Misses low and away a little bit. Count goes to 1-2. Brad Giroux playing center field again tonight. Attends Middle Tennessee State. Curveball kind of got away from Carvalho there. Giroux started to turn away from it and get out of the way. Then he was indecisive and thought better of it and stuck his arm out there a little bit. However, it misses him up and in, and the count goes even at 2-2. Fastball is chopped down the first base line. It's going to go foul, and we'll do it all over again. Started the game at just over 90 degrees. Temperature is decreasing as night falls. Into the low to mid 80s now. 2-2 pitch to Giroux is outside for ball 3, and Carvalho goes full on the second batter in a row. Oh, the 3-2 pitch is a little low, and walk issue to Brad Giroux. Throw on base for the second time tonight. And that'll bring up Brennan Bozeman. Bozeman 0 for 1 on the night. He's flown out to center and sacrificed Giroux over in the first inning. Bozeman from LSU Eunice takes ball 1 in the dirt from Carvalho. Wouldn't be surprised to see Brad Giroux try to time up Carvalho's delivery and steal a base in this situation with 1 out. 1-0 pitch is low for ball 2. So Brennan Bozeman Brennan Bozeman with a good eye at the plate, not struggling to see the ball there right now. 2-0 pitch from Carvalho is right there, and the count goes to 2-1. Giroux gets his lead at first. Not a huge lead. Carvalho comes set, checks him, delivers to the plate. Swung on and missed by Bozeman, and the count goes to 2-2. Tyler Carvalho would really like a double play ball in this situation. However, he'd taken out any way he can get it right now. Bozeman swings, hits a chopper to Oliver at short to second for 1, and Parker's going to hold on to it and not even try to throw out Brennan Bozeman at first. So it's a fielder's choice. Good play by Morgan Oliver to get the lead runner. Two out now in the top of the 5th for the A's. Brian Romero made a heck of a play earlier in this game at third base in the bottom of the 4th to rob Zach Fields of extra bases. Romero hits a chopper now to Oliver. Oliver takes it on the big hop, flips to Levi Parker at second for the 6-4 putout, and we will go to the bottom of the 5th with the Broncos leading the A's 2-0. You're listening to online coverage of El Dorado Bronco baseball.
Number 7, Cameron Knight.
Cameron Knight going to lead off the bottom of the 5th for El Dorado. Knight homered in the bottom of the 3rd when he led that inning off. First pitch to Knight is a ball from Hal Maynard. Maynard's second pitch is a little low, and the count goes to 2-0. Knight had the opposite field home run in the 3rd. Solo shot for him. Maynard's 2-0 delivery is outside for ball 3, and the count goes to 3-0. Wasn't real sure where that one missed out. However, Cameron Knight will take it. 3-0, he's taken all the way, and that'll be ball 4. So Cameron Knight walks to lead off the bottom of the 5th on 4 straight pitches, and that'll bring up Levi Parker. Parker singled
Levi Parker.
Parker singled in the third inning and was caught stealing. Expecting a bunt is Romero, playing in on the grass. Parker squares and then pulls back, and the first pitch is a ball. Knight tosses his arm guard over, gets his lead at first. Maynard comes set out of the stretch. Romero way in, bunt showed by Parker again, and Brian Romero is charging in hard at third base. Parker pulls it back. Count moves to 2-0. Maynard's missed outside with his first two pitches. He steps off the back of the mound, works on his shoes a little bit. New set of signs given to Levi Parker and Cameron Knight. Knight's on first after the 4-pitch walk. 6 straight balls to begin this inning. Maynard coming to the plate. Ball is bunted right back to him hard. Here's the throw by Maynard to second, and a nice slide by Cameron Knight to be sure that that's all they get. So the sacrifice is unsuccessful by Levi Parker. It'll go 1-6 on the putout. Not exactly what Levi Parker was wanting, and he trades places with Cameron Knight. Morgan Oliver now going to step in. Oliver popped out to Dan O'Neill in the third inning in foul territory. Parker got his lead at first, wasn't going this time. It was a really good throw by Tyler Albert to get him back in the third on the caught stealing attempt. Lead by Parker. Maynard checks him, comes to the plate. Oliver fouls this one up and out of play, and the count's even at 1-1. 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Broncos lead 2-0 on the 2 solo home runs by Cameron Knight and Max Hogan. Garrett Bowman started the game for the Broncos. Went 4 innings, didn't allow a run, gave up 3 hits. Tyler Carvalho has since taken over. Hal Maynard went the whole way for Dodge City. His 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, swung on and missed by Morgan Oliver. It was a hit and run, and Levi Parker moves up to second on the pitch in the dirt. So a hit and run missed by Morgan Oliver, but productive nonetheless as you get the runner into scoring position with a 1-2 count. Oliver did his job there. You have to swing at that in that situation. We're messing with Parker at second. Oliver hits the ball behind Parker, and he's going to move up to third on the ground out.
And next up to that, your Dorado Broncos, number 4, Dylan Muka.
Dylan Muka now will come to the plate. Muka singled in his last at bat, flew out to left field to begin the game in the first. Muka's going to try to get Levi Parker home here. Parker reached on the fielder's choice when he was unsuccessful with the sacrifice bunt. First pitch to Dylan Muka is a little bit inside from Hal Maynard for ball 1. 2 out in the bottom of the fifth. Maynard works out of the windup with the runner on third, as some pitchers do. His 1-0 is over the outside part of the plate for a strike, and the count is even up at 1-1. Muka had that single last time to right field, where he was able to move up to second on the air. Curveball is pulled foul by Dylan Muka, and he's now down 1-2 with 2 out. Trying not to strand Parker at third base. He'd like to get that third run in and increase the lead. Broncos up 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth. The 1-2 pitch from Maynard is swung on and hit foul down the first base line by Dylan Muka. And we will do the 1-2 count over again. Maynard's allowed 4 hits in this game. 2 of them have left the yard. And the other two have been singles. Ball flared over third base line by Dylan Muka into left field, and he makes the wide turn at first. A nice piece of two-strike hitting to get the run in. So Levi Parker scores. Dylan Muka with a RBI single. And he's at first base now as Sam Lane will come to the plate. Broncos lead 3-0. They've put up a run in each of the last 3 frames. Lane going to try to get him more here in the 5th. Maynard comes set, working out of the stretch, checks the runner. Curveball is over for strike 1. Lane goes down 0-1. It's the stretch by Maynard. Another curveball. This one is low and out of the zone, and the count evens at 1-1. Sam Lane having a good year, batting .379 coming into this game in 29 at-bats. Scored 3 runs on the season, had 3 RBIs, was 3 or 4 in the stolen base department. Lane's grounded out twice in this game. Maynard's third pitch misses for a ball, and the count moves to 2-1. Pickoff move just to run Dylan Muka back a little bit, and he's in there. Action in the Dodge City bullpen is Dylan Norris. Ball hit right back up the middle. Good piece of hitting by Sam Lane. Dylan Muka, they'll go station to station, and runners will be on first and second now with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to bring up Max Hogan, who hit a long home run to right field in his last at bat. So Hal Maynard struggling a little bit right now. And the lefty Dylan Norris warming up in the pen. And Hal Maynard's going to have a discussion with the entire infield as Norris continues to get ready. Maybe delaying for a little time and telling Hal Maynard, don't throw the pitch you did last time to Max Hogan. It was hit very well. Hogan is, like I said, a lefty from Belton, Texas earlier at the University of Arkansas. Going to stay with the righty-righty matchup, or the righty-lefty matchup. Max Hogan reached base in 3 of his last 5 at-bats. Hitting the ball, seeing the ball well is Hogan. So Hal Maynard comes set. His first pitch to Max Hogan is low for a ball. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on first and second. One run in the 5th. 3-0 lead for the Broncos. Max Hogan going to the gap the other way. It's going to get down and get to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Max Hogan going to go for the triple. He is booking in there. He slides in safe with the triple. 2-run triple for Max Hogan. Good piece of opposite field hitting. And that brings in 2. Muka scores, Sam Lane scores, and the Broncos take a 5-0 lead. Max Hogan puts himself 90 feet away, and Jonathan Schmitz will come up to the plate. So Hal Maynard cannot figure out how to get out Max Hogan as he knocks in 2 more RBIs, and Maynard will exit. So a 3 RBI game so far for Max Hogan. He's responsible for 3 of the 5 runs for the El Dorado Broncos. Maynard will exit. Take a quick break. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in just a second. The Broncos lead the A's 5-0. Adam Borth back with you, filling in for Kurt Caden and Avery Osen on this Sunday night from El Dorado. The Broncos lead the Dodge City A's by a score of 5-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Pitching change. Hal Maynard is out. Maynard allowed 5 runs on 7 hits. He's responsible for Max Hogan, who's at third base. Hogan has a home run and a triple in this game. 2 hardest parts of the cycle out of the way for Max early on. Dylan Norris has replaced Hal Maynard, the lefty from Frank Phillips Community College in the northwest part of the Texas Panhandle, Perryton, Texas. Norris comes set, and his first offering to Jonathan Schmitz is inside for ball 1. So 1-0 count with 2 out in the bottom of the fifth. Broncos leading 5-0 over Dodge City. Norris' second pitch is in there for a strike, and he evens the count at 1-1. Schmitz is lined out to center field on a hard hit ball last inning, and he's grounded out to short in this game. Norris works out of the stretch. 1-1, curveball way outside, and the count moves to 2-1. Dodge City, 0 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. And Broncos, 5 runs on 7 hits and an error in this game. Max Hogan has 3 RBIs. Norris, 2-1 pitch is over the outside corner for a strike, and the count goes even at 2-2. So 2-2 count with 2 out in the bottom of the fifth. Hogan still at third base after his triple. Schmitz DHing tonight. Jonathan Schmitz from College Station, Texas. Norris comes set, and the 2-2 is fouled off the screen to the right side. But we'll do it again. The Broncos tonight have looked really crisp from the plate. Norris's 2-2 pitch, checks the runner at third, throws a curveball. It doesn't come back across the plate and stays out the whole time. Good take by Jonathan Schmitz to work the count full, 3-2. It's a nice night for baseball here at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado. 3-2 pitch from Norris is low, and that'll put runners on the corners as Jonathan Schmitz walks. You can't overlook on that play Tyler Albert going down. That was a fastball in the dirt, and Albert dropped to his knees to block it. If he's not able to do that, it's pretty likely that Max Hogan's going to attempt to score from third. So preventing the wild pitch nicely was Tyler Albert. Michael Muka now comes up. He's grounded out to Dan O'Neill twice at first base. Norris, first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Yeah, now's the time that you want to hit that ball to where the first baseman would normally be. Jonathan Schmitz being held on by Dan O'Neill. 1-0 is outside, and the count moves to 2-0. So Norris has entered the game, walked the first man he saw, and he's down 2-0 now on Michael Muka. It was really a good at-bat by Jonathan Schmitz to work the count fully and then take the walk. Norris getting his sign from Tyler Albert. Comes set and to the plate. It's an off-speed pitch that got quite a bit of the plate, and Michael Muka shoots it the other way. Out of play for the first strike of the at-bat. Muka attends Wichita State. Well, not very far away from where he goes to school at. The 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3, and the count goes to 3-1. once again, the control of Dylan Norris, an issue with it with the first two batters. 3-ball counts on both of them. Norris comes set from the stretch, checks on Schmitz over at first, comes home with it, and he walks Michael Muka low. First two men he's faced. Dylan Norris has walked, and the bases are now loaded for Zach Fields. And this is an ominous situation for Dylan Norris, facing Zach Fields, who leads the El Dorado Broncos in home runs on the season, and he's hitting .325 entering this game. I'm going to visit a little bit on the mound to determine the strategy for Norris and go through the change in the signs again with a runner on second. So the bases are loaded. 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. 3 runs already in the 5th for the Broncos. Fields steps up to the plate. He is popped out to first base and grounded out to third. His ground out to third looked like it was extra bases, but Brian Romero took it away from him down the line. Dylan Norris's first pitch is a curveball that he lost the control on, didn't quite pull down on it enough, and it goes way outside for ball 1. And Norris is down in the count again. Fields is looking for something. Norris now going out of the windup. And his second pitch to Fields is a strike at the knees over the outside part of the plate. I'm not sure that Zach agreed with the home plate umpire on the call, but it's been a pretty consistent call for him tonight. Oh, the 1-1 pitch from Norris. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Zach knew that he had a pitch to hit there as Dylan Norris left one right down the middle for him. Count goes to 1-2. 2 out, bases loaded. Max Hogan on third after his triple. Jonathan Schmitz walked and Michael Muka walked. And the 1-2 pitch from Dylan Norris, the lefty, to Zach Fields. It's a curveball hit high in the air to deep right, going to be just shy of the warning track and put away in right field by Ben Kraft. So Fields flies out to right, leaving the bases loaded. The Broncos get 3 in the bottom of the 5th and lead the Dodge City A's 5-0. You're listening to coverage online of El Dorado Bronco baseball. Adam Borth back with you as we get ready to start the top of the 6th inning from El Dorado. Pitching change again for the Broncos. Tonight we have been through, this is our 3rd pitcher, and it's going to be, looks like Greg Hauser. Hauser pitched in last night's game, faced 5 batters, walked 1. That was the only person to reach base, and struck out 3. So Greg Hauser will enter the game, taking over for Tyler Carvalho. First man he will face will be Ben Kraft. Hauser's been pretty good on the season. ERA just over 2. Kraft swinging at the first pitch, It's a high fly ball out there, and it is put away in left by Sam Lane. So Ben Kraft flies out to left field to start the top of the sixth. 1 pitch, 1 out for Greg Hauser. 13 1/3 on the year, 2.03 ERA for Hauser. He's allowed 12 hits, 7 runs, only 3 of them earned, walked 6 and struck out 13. Greg Hauser is the lefty from Nebraska. This one second pitch of since he's been in the game, swung on and hit down the line in right by Carson Kreitz for a double. Kreitz not pushing it to third as the ball got back in the corner by Michael Muka. So Hauser's throwing 2 pitches. They're looking for him right away coming out of the pen as 2 pitches, 1 pop out and 1 double. As I said, Hauser from Nebraska, Omaha to be exact, attends Wayne State. Throws left-handed, 6'6", 225, junior. And now we'll have the lefty-lefty matchup of Dan O'Neill and Greg Hauser. And the third pitch that he's thrown, this one's hit well to left field. Sam Lane back on it, makes the catch on the warning track, and on the run, gets it back in really quick. So Greg Hauser being tagged up pretty good right now by the Dodge City A's. However, good play in left by Sam Lane on the warning track for the second out. Hauser working quick. He's thrown 3 pitches, faced 3 batters, gotten 2 outs, and allowed a double. Kevin Phillips, the DH now, comes up. Hauser's first pitch to him is to the backstop off of the right-handed batter's box. And moving up to third on the wild pitch will be Carson Kreitz. So Phillips with the 1-0 count facing Greg Hauser. Lightning off to the north of the stadium right now. The 1-0 inside for ball 2. So Hauser's thrown, after putting 3 of them over the plate to the first 3 batters he faced, has thrown a couple balls to Kevin Phillips, not letting him try to pick on that first pitch like the first 3 batters of the inning did. Hauser gets his sign from Cameron Knight. The 2-0 pitch is a curveball. It gets by Knight, but no advance from Carson Kreitz as Knight jumps on it pretty quick. And the count is 2-1. So Cameron Knight not squeezing the curveball on that one. And it squirted away from him, but nothing hurt. And the 2-1 pitch is a little high, 3-1. Now on Kevin Phillips, the DH. Phillips singled in his last at bat and was stuck at first base after his 2-out single. Lined out to short in his first at bat. Here's a ground ball over to Morgan Oliver. Oliver throws it across the diamond, and the runner is stranded at third base. So the Broncos lead after 5.5, 5-0 over Dodge City. You're listening to online coverage of El Dorado Bronco baseball. Welcome back to El Dorado. The Broncos lead the Dodge City A's 5-0. This is Adam Borth with you, filling in for Avery Osen and Kurt Caden on this beautiful Sunday night. Cameron Knight going to lead off for the third inning in a row. He homered back in the third, and he walked to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Takes ball one from Dylan Norris to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Second pitch is a fastball cut on and missed by Knight for strike one. Count even at 1-1. Umpires met between innings to discuss the weather and kind of the situation, what they're going to do with some storms moving in. Third pitch to Cameron Knight misses for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Cameron Knight from Oklahoma City as he fouls one down the right field line into the Dodge City bullpen. So Knight from Oklahoma City, but he attends Butler. So another one of those that are local. Trying to get a number on who's warming up in the bullpen for the Broncos right now, as Hauser may be done after one inning. Can't see the number. It looks like the delivery of Joe Canada, though. 2-2 count, and the pitch from Dylan Norris is outside. All right, and I appreciate the help up here. Ryan McKay warming up in the pen for the Broncos. Ball fouled off to the right side by Cameron Knight. And it'll stay full with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's an off-speed pitch, and Knight is down swinging. And that's the first time he has been retired in the game. And I think we're going to go to a delay as we just got a strong gust of wind up here in the press box and lightning being a little close. We'll try to get a confirmation on that after the strikeout of Cameron Knight. But we have a little discussion going on. The Dodge City players are now coming off of the field. Umpires are discussing what they're going to be doing right now with this game. Broncos lead it 5-0. And we are going to go to a delay. Going to shut some windows up here in the press box as they clear out some people. So I apologize if the window's a little dirty on your picture now, as the stands are emptying. We have just a quick recap right now. One out in the bottom of the sixth. Cameron Knight just struck out. The Broncos lead 5-0 over the Dodge City A's. Dylan Norris pitching for the A's. And Greg Hauser had just thrown a scoreless inning for the Broncos. So we'll take a break here and just leave you with coverage. We are in a lightning delay in El Dorado with the Broncos leading the Dodge City A's 5-0. Stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on this game. But the El Dorado Broncos lead the Dodge City A's in a lightning delay 5-0. You're listening to online coverage of El Dorado Bronco baseball. Okay, Adam Borth back with you from El Dorado, and what we have been told is the Broncos have won this game 5-0 is the final with some weather moving in. Garrett Bowman, Tyler Carvalho, and Greg Hauser combined for a 4-hit shutout in 6 shortened innings. Max Hogan with a big game at the plate, 3 RBIs, a home run, and a triple. So, I'm going to do a final wrap-up for one last time. Your score from El Dorado after 6 1/3, or 5.5, and it's a final. I'm trying to figure out the math here in the delay, but after 5.5, the game is official. Dodge City falls to the El Dorado Broncos 5-0. And finishing up the last of the PA announcing as the El Dorado Broncos take a 5-0 victory over Dodge City and take the series 2-3. Max Hogan, as I mentioned, homered and tripled in this game, had 3 RBIs. Cameron Knight got the scoring started for the Broncos with a leadoff home run in the 3rd inning. Hogan followed with his home run in the 4th, and then a bases clearing triple in the 5th. So, final score, final time from El Dorado after 5.5 and then called for weather is the Broncos win it over Dodge City 5-0. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.